Valentine's Day is supposed to be about love, but somehow every year it feels like a deadline. A deadline to buy flowers, a deadline to book reservations, a deadline to prove publicly that you love someone enough. So let's talk about where Valentine's Day actually came from, what it originally meant, and how it quickly turned into one of the most profitable marketing events in the world. The actual history, yes, there is one. Valentine's Day is linked to Saint Valentine, but historians aren't even sure which Valentine. There were multiple men named Valentine in ancient Rome, and at least one of them was executed around 3rd century CE. One popular story says Valentine secretly married couples at a time when marriage was banned for soldiers. Another says he helped Christians escape prison. Another says we honestly don't know. What we do know is that Valentine's Day became associated with romance much later. So no, it didn't start as chocolates and roses. It started as storytelling. Originally, Valentine's Day was about affection, admiration, emotional connection, handwritten notes, no price tag required. In fact, Valentine cards didn't become popular until the 18th and 19th centuries, and even then, they were simple. No diamonds, no pressure, no Instagram stories, just feelings. Revolutionary concept, honestly. Then came mass production. In the late 1800s, companies realized something important. Love sells. By the 20th century, brands had successfully linked flowers, love, chocolates, love, jewelry, real love, and suddenly, love had a price range. Today, Valentine's Day is a multi-billion-dollar industry. In the US alone, people spend over $25 billion every year on Valentine's Day, at least. And if you don't participate, well, here's the trick. You're not just buying a gift, you're buying reassurance. Marketing tells us if you don't buy something big, meaningful, and visible, maybe you don't care enough. So people start believing love must be extravagant. Effort must be expensive. Simplicity equals laziness. And suddenly, relationships are measured in deliverables, which is wild because love is not an invoice. Gifts aren't the problem now. Let me be very clear about something. There is nothing inherently wrong with giving gifts to your partner. If gift giving is how you show love, that's valid. If receiving gifts makes you feel cared for, that's valid too. The problem isn't gifts. The problem is how those gifts are framed and sold to us. Most Valentine's gifts today are already fully curated by companies. The packaging, the meaning, the romance, it's all pre-designed. So your partner isn't really choosing for you, they're choosing for a menu of what corporations decided love should look like. And that doesn't mean the intention is bad, it just means the effort is outsourced. Because gifts carry more meaning when your partner pays attention to what you like, notices what you need, remembers the small details and curates something for you, not for Instagram. A thoughtful gift doesn't have to be expensive, it has to be personal. Love isn't about buying the most romantic looking thing, it's about being seen. Who actually listen? Social media didn't invent Valentine's pressure, it amplified it. Now, love isn't just felt, it's performed. Couples post surprise trips, room full of balloons, luxury gifts, cinematic proposals, and algorithms reward it. PR marketing thrives on this because influencers turn romance into aspirational content. You're not just watching a couple, you're watching an ad, often undisclosed. So, when people compare their quiet, real relationships to curated perfection, they feel like they're failing. They're not. The system just wants you to buy more things. What started in Western countries spread globally through movies, social media, global brands, influencer culture. Now Valentine's Day is marketed in countries with different cultural values, different economic realities, different relationship norms, and yet the same spending pressure applies, which often means debt, guilt, unrealistic expectations, especially in the global south where luxury consumption benefits corporations, not local communities. Let's talk about the part that doesn't come with heart-shaped packaging. Valentine's Day causes massive flower waste, high carbon emissions from air-shipped roses, excess plastic packaging, fast fashion outfits worn once. Millions of flowers are grown using pesticides, shipped across continents, used for a day, and then thrown away. Romantic, sure, sustainable, not even close. Here's the thing. Love doesn't need algorithms, diamonds, price tags, public approval. Love needs time, presence, care, respect. Valentine's Day itself isn't the problem. The problem is when love becomes a product and people become consumers instead of partners. Because if love needs to be proven with spending, who is it really for? So celebrate Valentine's Day if you want, but don't let a marketing calendar tell you how much your relationship is worth. Because love isn't seasonal and it definitely isn't for sale.
Nothing says I love you quite like hyper-consumerism, right? I'm not going to buy the hard-shell plastic purse for Valentine's Day when I have one I already love. I'm not going to buy cheap plastic party favors that will end up in everybody's donation pile. I'm not going to buy baking dishes just for one time of the year. There's also something off about this line. Is it the cherry? I'm not going to buy these dinky throw pillows because department stores have convinced us that these throwaway items look decent. I'm not going to let them repackage and sell me back plastic when I could thrift a cuter, cheaper, and more useful basket. Valentine's Day lamps that barely emit light? Have we lost the plot? What is going on here? I'm not going to drop my dollar on flammable looking clothes if I can find them secondhand. Pardon me? We have to buy something to decorate a tapered candle? And I'm not buying these impractical mugs because at a closer glance, I find that they are so poorly made, it makes me wonder how much that person got paid to paint them. Don't fall for it. Save your wallet. Save the planet. Okay, love you. Bye.
One quick note before leaving. If you want more real takes on internet culture, subscribe.